Hello and welcome to creatingforgrace.com. Today we're going to make this super cute baby elephant congratulations card. It actually can also double as a gift tag hanger, and I cut that little portion off. I stamped a great big welcome for a sweet little one. And then the congratulations came from the beautiful bouquet set, but there are so many sentiments to choose from, you can just pick anything. So I've pre-done a lot of the stuff to make it easier. I'm going to set this aside and let's get started. I always tell people make your envelopes pretty, and so one of the things I did, the colors I used was Pool Party, Bermuda Bay, Smoky Slate, and the Pink Pirouette, just for a little bit of sponging on his cheeks. So the elephant stamp set, you can see, is a two-part. It has a front and a back, and then I used the Little Loves framelits, and this cuts out the elephant. What I wanted was just the front of the elephant, so I stamped just this side in the Smoky Slate and added that onto the envelope there so I could have a cute little elephant. And then in the stamp set there are flowers, little bees, lots of super cute things, but I just took the flowers and I did those in Bermuda Bay. I'm going to set these aside. I've pre-done our tag here, has done the stamping on the front and the sentiment on the inside. This is the sentiment that we used, a great big welcome for a sweet little someone. And then these are the rest of the portions of the card. And one of the framelits that I chose to use for a background comes from the Bloomin' Love stamp set. I didn't use anything from the stamp set, but I did use the framelit die. And I did that in Smoky Slate paper as a background for the elephant. I have the Pool Party. It's a nice shimmer ribbon, so I'm going to set that aside. We have a new embossing folder that's the falling leaves, and I love it. I thought it would be pretty as a background on here. I'm going to take some of our snail adhesive, and I'm actually going to take our longer piece of ribbon, and I like to do this part first. I add a little bit of adhesive to each end to hold it down, and then that's going to go towards the bottom here, probably about an inch or so up, and that attaches just like that. And then I go back over it and add some ribbon, and I'm going to go right around. Oh, hello, that's my little peaceful stamping companion there, and she stole our paper. No helping today, please. So this is the rest of the adhesive right around the edges. And then we're going to center that on our cardstock, which I thought I had scored, but I haven't. So I'm going to show you quickly actually how I do that. So this paper happens to be cut at 4 1/4 and then the full length of 11 inches. So what we're going to do is we're going to score it in half, which would be 5 1/2. And our paper cutter is really nice because it has the paper cutter and the scoring blade on the same thing. I'm going to fold that right in half, hold that down with my hand, and then this is a Stampin' Up bone folder. It gives you a really nice crisp edge to your cards, so I like to use it for all of those card folds, and it makes them lay really nice and flat. So now we're ready to center this top portion on here. And then I've pre-done all the die cutting that we're going to do. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some of our snail adhesive and add it to the backs of the flowers that we have hanging out. And I'm going to center that right towards the top of the paper, there-ish. And we're not going to attach the whole thing down. So I've done the 2 big flowers, and I've done There's 1, 2, 3 of the smaller flowers here. And I have fallen in love lately with this Tombow liquid glue, which you've probably heard before, but hey. Add a little to the back of each of those flowers. I'm going to offset them just a bit. So they are actually designed where they can layer right on top of the die cut underneath, but I want some of the gray to show through. So I'm turning them just at an angle. I'm going to put a little bit on the back of each. And adding that last bit. So like I said, we've pre-done the little elephant greeting, and I'm going to make sure that he is lined up exactly, and this is where that bone folder comes in handy again as well. Make that line nice and crisp so that that stays. And then you can see this can also double as a gift tag holder. So I'm going to open this up, and I am literally just going to trim that off to make it nice and smooth. I'm going to attach some adhesive to the back. I'm not going to see that. And I'm going to just lift up barely this corner, and he can fit just so right on there. And that way you'll still be able to open up that tag. Super cute, and you can tuck it right underneath the edge of that flower there. We're gonna have a little bow, or actually this is a knot, sorry, right here. And we're gonna make the ends pretty. Just so. And then I have some pearls here and my sentiment, and that's the last things that we have. So I always like taking our paper snips and lifting them off, lifting the pearls off, I'm sorry, with the very tips of the paper snips, and that makes it easy to pick those up. And we are putting one in the center of each flower. Stay. And our last one, and since it's on the tip of the flower, I put it just above, so it would just show above the little ear there. I've pre-stamped the congratulations sentiment, and I've popped it up with a dimensional. And so what I'm going to do on the back is just add a tiny bit of snail adhesive to each end. And I like the way this looks. So if you give it a little bit of a curve, and then you can take your fingers and flag up those ends a bit. And then we want just a tip of the gray to show along the bottom and have that centered nicely right there. And then we're going to take a little bit of the liquid glue, and I used this portion of the die set from the Little Loves, and I just cut off 4 of the little leaves, and I slipped them right underneath the edge, and I'm going to do that on both sides, and just adding enough adhesive to hold that down. Tuck that right underneath the edge there, and then taking our final 2 pearls. That just gives that a nice finished look to that edge. So the final thing that I did is I took a little bit of the pink pirouette, And I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it, but I'm going to use a little bit of a scratch paper here. And I have a sponge, one of our Stampin' sponges that I actually just cut the tip off of. And you can see I just barely have a little pink on there. And it's enough just to add a little bit of blush to our elephant without it being like a big pink blotch, which is what you don't want. And so we can do the same thing on the envelope here. We'll add just a bit of a pink tinge right there. Let's set our scratch paper aside, close that up, and we'll take a look at our finished project. So there's our little loves and a little wild. This is a bundle stamp set, and it's a congratulations for the new baby. Again, the flap opening and tucking right underneath. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. Thanks so much for stopping by. If you have any questions, you can email me at creatingforgrace.com. Also, the blog is creatingforgrace.com, or I'm sorry, you can email me at creatingforgrace@gmail.com. Thanks so much and have a nice day.